What is going on? This guy tells me to bulk. This guy tells me to cut. And now you're saying another guy is telling me to main gain? What is going on? Who do I listen to? Hello guys, SC Fitness here, and today we're going to be analyzing different fitness sites by what we find as the first search results. So basically, let's check out what the main first results we see and what they entail, and let's kind of get into it, see if it's good information, bad information. Let's see. I'm going to be testing out 3 sources today. Alright, so this is the first fitness one. Alright, they use resistance bands, curling. This is a lot of just like fitness, running, yoga. Seems fine from the start. I can't really examine yet. We have to see what their workouts are. "10-minute abs." Alright, I mean, I feel like that's not important. Like, 10-minute abs is just to kind of get your abs worked, but it's not really a priority. I don't like how it's first on the list. Workout what you need to do if you sit all day. There are a lot of ab workouts, like shoulder mobility, dumbbell pec work. I mean, I feel like if you're working out, you should go to the gym and you should try to target a lot of your muscles and use a bit more heavy weight and instead of just maybe your 5-pound dumbbells. Okay, so 20-minute upper body work. So I feel like 20 minutes is a bit too short for a workout. It's a body weight. So yes, you need a warm up. Seems fine. I just need to kind of get more into it. We don't have time to really watch a video or really get into that. Strength training doesn't have to include heavy lifting, even though getting muscles, targeting muscles, which traditionally is done by heavy lifting. Usually in this case it doesn't have to, but you should try to target the muscles, go to failure. You shouldn't use too light of a weight. I feel like biceps and triceps, you don't have to you shouldn't make it too easy. That's the big point. Biceps and triceps and any body part, you shouldn't have it where you're basically going nowhere near failure, do 20, 30 reps. So that's kind of what I think. Okay, I agree. Why, what, and how. So you're gonna see kind of why you started, in what ways, what is your goal. and like you need to be realistic with that. Alright, I kind of started like this 30-minute workouts, and then you start getting it above consistency over intensity. Okay, this is big as I feel like I love an intense workout. I love like something that makes me feel really good, but sometimes like I just don't feel the best, so I go by like my feeling. And if you're really pushing yourself, but like over pushing, I don't mean just like pushing to failure. That stuff's awesome. But if you're over pushing and overstraining, you're better off with consistency. I agree with this. It's like consistency in your diet versus your how intense your diet is, as in like how intense are you cutting. It's better to just be like that. I agree with other things. Find other active people. They kind of push you. I actually had one person that really kind of pushed me, and he really helped. That's true. Do workouts that you actually like, unless you're just training dilly dallying and slacking off or doing something that will just not work. I mean, besides those, I feel like you should do workouts that you really like. Invest in it. I feel like, well, yes, you should. I feel like, I mean, that's not, shouldn't be one of the top things. There's not much eating healthy here. I agree, start slow, realistic goals. See, this is good information. Much better than the last source. The last source was more, as in, like, it was a lot. Men's Health was super gimmicky. Then the last source was like 10-minute workouts, which may be fine, but I haven't seen what it is. And like body weight, triceps, and biceps. It's hard to measure as
You can't have 8 reps and go to failure and feel like the exercise is very effective, usually with a body weight exercise.
art. So set realistic goals, accept that you have setbacks. That's true. It's like you train harder than last time. If you don't, that's okay. You already put up a great effort. You already gave it your best. I mean, it's okay to have setbacks. Injuries happen. Unless you're having a pattern over and over again, or if you're consistently seeing setbacks. Working out as self care, that's a pretty good take, and it's kind of like taking care of your body, of course. It's very healthy. This is pretty important. Don't miss your warm up and cool down. You basically need to, you can't just do something without taking breaks or starting out really intense. A proper warm up, dynamic stretching, that's really good. Static stretching can affect your performance, can put you in a mood to do lower intense sets. You should do dynamic stretching, get fired up, and the cool down prevents injury. I agree, you need to master fundamental movements like squats and lunges. Maybe start with body weight. That's what I recommend. Start with body weight and then move on in a month, move on to like very fundamental movements, light with a technique bar, and then you actually move on to stuff that's more heavy. That's true. Results do not happen right away. Wow, the source is really good and it has really good information. As the source is probably on my list a 9 out of 10. But like results won't happen like as in a snap of the finger. It will take some time to happen. The true post workout high, it kind of makes you be in that sense that you're like that you've accomplished something, that you're worth something, that you really like are taking care of yourself. you're mastering something. It makes you feel better. It makes working out feel a lot better. Heart rate monitor, yes, you could. This is actually pretty good. And basically, you can see how intense you are. You can also see if you're training too hard. I mean, I feel like the heart monitor is kind of like you can feel most of the time, but sometimes, yes, you need that. All of a sudden, you have an emergency. Athletic goals with aesthetic goals is my really big go to combo. Say, I want to look better, but you also say, I want to do this. I want to get better. Like, I want to look strong, or not look strong, be stronger. Like, you want to see both. I agree. Just minimize excuses with point 17. Minimize excuses. Like, I feel like a lot of people like try to find excuses, and they have an excuse not to go to the gym. You should be in the mode where you should try to get yourself to have an excuse to go to the gym. If you're injured, to do it just with one arm. You can still counterbalance. It will not be like you may be disproportionate at the beginning when you're coming back from the injury, but you can get back to the point where both arms are as strong. Like you basically need to nix all these excuses like I can't go today because something happened, or my meal plan wasn't there, or it's so hard to do this or that, or I don't have the right equipment. It's just those are excuses that you can get out. And that's what I really like this source of information. This shows the finest fitness advice. Let's check celeb. Let's check what the celebrities and movie stars have to say. Because those guys are like, they're the guys that everybody's comparing to. I'm going to be a bit tough on them because they haven't had the best, really, like, record in the past. Okay, I mean, this is not really that informative. One trick is to wear heart rate monitor. Yeah, you can see how intense you're training. I mean, you can see how hard you're training, how intense, how your cardio, how your heart's being affected, how fast your heart's beating. You can see those, and that can be how you can determine how hard you're training. I would rather go by feel though, but that's really up to me. I can see the squat being a very important lift. It's fundamental. Like when you're doing a deadlift, you're doing some variation of a squat, like a lot of bent over row even. You're including something from the squat. Like unless you're going fully upper body, you're usually including almost everything has some squat movement or some movement that includes movements in squats. I agree with this. Vin Diesel says the first thing I do on a location or on a vacation is to get a bike. And so basically, I agree with this. You just do a lot to push yourself. Vacation is kind of like something where you see it more as relaxation, but that's also time where you decide if you love your workout or not. That's really the make or break. Can you sustain this workout? Do I just need someone else or can I do this myself? And it's kind of a great test because on vacation, told to indulge. Everyone wants to be in this party mode, but you can include your workout into your routine. Okay, I actually see you might think this information I don't like, but in this context, I actually love this information. Arnold Schwarzenegger, of course, probably the best bodybuilder of all time. After he stopped competing, he trained faster, and basically training higher repetitions means lower risk. He's probably a bit older at that time, and so basically it's really good at that time once you're older to go a bit easier but still go very intense. Like when you're not going to failure, absolutely, you're usually training faster. There's not many reps, although I don't recommend doing 6 sets. I mean, 6 sets without stopping higher reps. I feel like just doing it basically kind of just doing it over and over again and without any breaks. I feel like you should let your body get a rest. It depends. He probably like takes a 30-second rest at least, I bet. And then he continues on to the next set. And so basically like he goes higher and higher reps but lower and lower weight. That's fine, as I feel like that's preferred. Now I agree with this also. The looks kind of look nice, but it's just that the looks are just there. Like your health is precious. The looks are not precious. Your health is really what matters way more than just looking aesthetic. People can look aesthetic on the outside, but they can actually have horrible health problems on the inside. And that's really what we want to avoid. Like a lot of people, anorexia, bulimia, orthorexia, sometimes like it doesn't get detected and everything looks normal in a child, especially. And then it kind of gets revealed, and then you realize that the looks don't really matter. Like some bodybuilders can look great, but it's about feeling at your optimal percentage. Now, I'm not saying don't push yourself. You should be at a really fit and good body fat percentage, but going like to 6% and below, it's just first, it's not sustainable and it's not optimal. Like, you don't want to be tortured going down and staying that down. Like, we heard what happened to Tristan Lee, other bodybuilders. They just look great on the outside and then you can't maintain that. I love supersets. And I basically like Dwayne the Rock Johnson is known for lying a lot, but I really love supersetting and basically like a lot of going to failure, then training another body part. And so basically that's really useful, and I feel like supersetting is really what is an efficiency routine. You don't have maybe 3 hours, or maybe you don't have like an hour to spend at the gym. You can finish your workout in 45, maybe less. And so basically, like, I agree with that. The key to training is efficiency, especially with a hardworking person, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Okay, so Sylvester Stallone goes with the classics, chin ups and push ups. The thing is, sometimes it gets harder and harder as you go with the chin ups and push ups. I'm sorry, easier and easier. So basically, you shouldn't have that where you're basically not challenging yourself. You should start doing different variations, like maybe change up the explosiveness, work on your weakness, and you basically kind of can see what you can do. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and share this YouTube channel, share the message, and remember that we're trying to change lives. And I hope you like this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.